Y'all get on in here. Get you something. It's time to take a break. This is your chance to sit down and focus on me for a little bit. Let's not do anything else. Let's just focus on me. Get you a glass of water. I'm trying to get comfy in my chair. I got my bottle of water. I'm stealing this all from Scott Adams. It's not coffee, but it's a good drink of water because we promote drinking water. Water makes us happy. So get on in here. I got a bunch of questions to answer. Sorry. I had a grilled cheese sandwich for lunch. Yeah, I don't usually eat cheese during the day, especially when I'm getting ready to do a show, but I was hungry. Oh well. So get on in here. I got a little show you a little something first and tell you a few things. If you new to us, our extra large mop is being discontinued. We only have a few of them left. So if you want one, you need to get it ordered. And it fits our mop handle. It comes with a mop handle. We've got lots of sales going on. We've got our half price sale on our multi-wand. Let's get housekeeping out of the way first. We've got a BOGO, buy one, get one free on our rubber scrubbers, and you little place to put what room you're going to use it in or what you're going to use it for. We have our dish towels, 3 of them. I only have 2 of them because one of them's in the kitchen. Dish towels that are half price for $5.97. What else? Oh, our carpet sweeper. Love this thing. If you've got animals, you need this. It is $21.95, which it's usually $29.95, I think. I could be wrong on that. My new book is out. You can get it on Amazon. Thanks for all your reviews. They make me happy. They make me smile. They put a tear to my eye sometimes. And, you know, we've been spam copped lately, which means somebody at Constant Contact is sending messages to someone who is asked to be unsubscribed. And that is a no-no. That is wrong. And when they do that, it puts all of us who love our emails, it puts us on the spam list. Because Constant Contact has several hundred servers that send out the emails, and one of them gets blocked, and that means everybody that goes out through that server, because we go out through a lot of different servers, we get blocked too. So people are complaining that they're not getting our messages, and so their IP is not letting our messages, their internet provider is not letting our messages get to their inbox. So that's tough. Let's see. I got a Valentines gift today. And it made me cry. It was from my nephew Ben, and he wraps a little piece of paper around it, and he said, "I don't have a girlfriend this year, so will you be my Valentine, Aunt Marla?" You know, it's not much, but it's the little things that touch people. It's just the little things. I don't know why I'm crying. Because at this point, he doesn't have a whole lot. When he works at helping people in recovery, he gets paid $1 an hour. $1 an hour. And he really wants to continue doing this when he gets out of prison. And for him to send me, I think I don't know if it's knitted or what. I think it's knitted. I learned my daddy taught me how to knit when I was 10, so it is knitted. A little knitted rose. So it's going to have to go somewhere. Probably right there. But I remember not having a whole lot. We grew up not having a whole lot. We wouldn't have had clothes if Granny hadn't taught me how to sew. And I would sew for everybody else, and I would sew for myself, but it wasn't often because my sisters needed clothes, and I would sew for them. So we made a family picture one time, and everything that all of us in the picture are clothes that I made, except the outfit I had on was one I borrowed from somebody. And I don't put that picture up. It makes me sad. But we can all be thankful for what we have. Our gravel situation is getting fixed up. They called from the gravel pit today, as we have a big operation in Transylvania County, huge McNeely operation. And they called and they gave me a man that they work with all the time, and Mr. Gravely's coming out. And they're going to get it fixed. Robert's put up some sawhorses so that nobody falls in the little hole that's falling through on our bridge. And he's put a little reflector up that's going to remind people not to run into it. It's the little things. It just really is the little things. It's the little things. And let's get on to some questions. Last Monday I was supposed to do a Panther show, but guess what? I forgot all about it. I mean, totally forgot about it. Liz has been kind of puny, so y'all keep saying prayers for Liz. She's had a tough week with getting the knee surgery. Was much worse than we had thought it was going to be, and it's I feel bad that I couldn't be there to help her. Okay, I'm going to quit crying. Okay, I got questions here. Yesterday we talked about the 11 commandments. 11 commandments. Now, and Liz sent me a bunch of questions, and then my sister sent me twice as many questions as Liz had done. I think she just sits there and just comes up with them, which they're all good questions, but I usually only answer about 5 in an hour, and I got about 20 here. So let's see how fast we can get through this. Okay, so here's the question. What is a hotspot? Okay, let me tell you what a hotspot is. You know when you get out of the car and you fill your arms as full as you can possibly get it with as much stuff as you can carry. You come in the house, you can barely unlock the door because you have so much stuff in your hands. You walk in the house and everything in your arms gets dumped on your bar in your kitchen, on the credenza behind your couch, in a rocking chair. It's just all of it gets dumped. That becomes your hotspot. And what's happening is you're trying to do too much at one time. Now, it would be a good thing if you could maybe have, this is another great use for our declutter kit. It folds flat. It could fit underneath the seat or behind a seat. And you could use this to empty your car out when you get out. Robert says, you're the slowest thing getting out of the car. Well, I have to get all my ducks in a row before I get out of the car. I got to put my keys on my purse. I've got to gather up the stuff. If I have any trash, it's all got to get out of the car, because cleaning out your car is probably the last little bastion of filthiness you've got. I know it was for me. I used to live out of my car, y'all. I literally, one summer, practically lived out of my car. Everything I owned was in my car. I would sleep in the box office. I had a little fold-up mat in the box office, and I would sleep on the floor. And because it was too far for me to drive home at 2 a.m, it was dangerous. So I would just sleep there, get up in the morning, go over to the nurse's station, take a shower, and I had clothes in the car. I could change clothes. So being thankful for the little things, having a car that would hold all my stuff was enough to be thankful for. But you see, cleaning out my car was the last thing. The last thing for me was getting my car clean. I mean, there was one point I wouldn't let Robert even near my car because I was scared he'd run away screaming if he saw the inside of my car. But he didn't. And he teases me about it. And I had a big car. It was a Mercury Grand Marquis, and he called it a land boat. But that car served me well. It served me well. It took good care of me when I didn't have much else but a car. And it was paid for, and I was thankful to have it. Thankful that I had a car that could get me where I needed to go. But let me tell you a story. One time when I was going home from the music center, this is before Robert and I married, it was 2 a.m, and I lived up a mountain in a little community called Balsam Grove. And it was on a river, and it was a little cabin in the woods. And I'm driving down there. It's 2 a.m, and I'm being very careful. And I get past this little waterfall, and I'm driving slow. And there's a bluff right here beside me. And as I'm driving, this big animal jumps down off the rock in front of me and stands there and looks at me, and it was a black panther. Never seen anything like it before, never seen anything like it since. The wildlife agents said that's not so, we don't have them. Well, I used to hear them where I lived. And I was blessed to be able to see a huge cat living in my county. A huge panther, a black panther. Its eyes were green because I got my headlights shining, and I stopped the car and we looked at each other. I don't know if it was an omen or something. I don't have a clue, but I saw this thing, and I wasn't drinking. I was wide awake, but I was driving slow, and there was this black panther, and for about 15 seconds, we looked at each other, and then he jumps down and goes toward the river. And I cried all the rest of the way home, being thankful to have witnessed one of God's greatest creations. Because where I lived, I could hear them. They sound, when they shriek, they sound like a woman screaming. And I could hear them at night. And I knew we had some big cats. But wow, that was a powerful thing for me. And that was the one time I went home that summer was then. It was quite a blessing. So I'm blessed beyond measure. So let's get back to that hot spot. Your car is a hot spot. You bring too much stuff into the house. If we cleaned our car out every time we got out of it, it'd be good. You can make a game with the kids to clean your car out when you get out of it. Keep some small garbage bags in your car so that you can fill them up You never know when you're going to need one either. Never know when somebody's going to get sick. But I just get a roll of little 1-gallon garbage bags. And they make great trash bags for cleaning out the car as you go. I keep them in my glove box. Let's see. Justin and Emily used to live at Fairview. They had a house up on the mountain, and I think the reason they sold that house, Ethan was about 2 years old, and he's been playing on the back deck because their yard was straight up and down like this. There was no place for a swing set, and he was little. And he comes in the house and he said, "Mommy, snake! Mommy, snake!" Emily went out there, and it was a copperhead on the deck, and she was done after that. They built that house. She was done. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. I saw a video this week. I'm just bringing back everything. I watched one of those clickbait things, but it was about a dog, a rescue dog, a Doberman Pinscher, who saved a little child's life, a little toddler's life. They'd had the dog 4 days, and it was in Australia, and the mother looked out the kitchen window, and the baby and the dog were out back playing. And the dog picked up the baby with its mouth by its diaper and threw it across the yard. And then the dog fell limp. Come to find out, it was some kind of really poisonous snake that the snake had not got a big bite of the dog, or it would have killed it instantly. She grabbed the baby. She grabbed the dog up, took the dog to the vet, and the dog survived. But, you know, it's getting back to helping things, helping people. You rescue a dog, and it's going to bless you. What you give, you get back tenfold. When you give of yourself and bless others. Just think about it. I can't help Ben much because he's in prison. I talk to him on the phone, and I can send him some money, but I can't do much. But hopefully when he gets out of prison, he will take what I've helped to teach him, and he will bless others. He will bless others, and it'll come back to him. Because learning to give of yourself, which is hard for us to do when our houses are a mess. Because when we've got chaos all around us, all we can think to do is to get rid of that chaos. And when you establish a habit at a time, okay, folks, let's just take a breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. I might not be as high-pitched now. But when we take the time to help others, as we establish one habit at a time, we get little bits of time that we didn't have before, because we've gotten rid of some chaos. Just think about how often you have to hunt for your car keys. Just think about that. How often you have to hunt for your car keys. And when you hunt for your car keys, it's keeping you from getting in the car and going to church. Or it's keeping you from going out and helping somebody. So, folks, establish one habit at a time. Shine your sink. Declutter 15 minutes each day. 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 5 minutes in the evening. Declutter. It's going to change your life. You're not going to have as much stuff to have to work around to get things done. I keep my keys attached to my purse. I used to have them on a lanyard, and I wore the lanyard out. I probably need to get another one. But having your keys on a leash is going to help save you from having to look for your keys. I can tell you some funny places I found my keys. In my Ziploc bag drawer, I found my keys in there one time. In the refrigerator another time. Yep, I'm one of you. I've done it. Done it many times. Lost my keys. Having to search. I'm still hunting for my scissors, y'all. Hadn't found my scissors yet. I haven't taken the cushions off the couch, though. That's what I'm going to do when I get off of here. So, you see, every little bit you do helps to build these little treasures of time that eventually you're going to get up in the morning, do your morning routine, and you're not going to have anything else to do. Right now, I have no dirty clothes. None. Everything's clean. Everything's put away. Is that a feeling of relief for me? Yeah, I can get dressed easily in the morning. I pick out my clothes the night before because everything I have is clean. So you see, being dressed to lace up shoes frees me up to be able to answer the door if somebody calls. Usually I use my scissors for opening up packages. So they could be in some box by the fireplace to get ready to get burned. I need to look there too. So thanks for the reminder. So folks, establish these habits. May, we're going to be talking about moving. I've been getting my steps in. I literally going up and down my stairs 11 times every day this month. Last month I did it 10 times. Next month I'm going to do it 12 times. Imagine that. I didn't think I could do 2 times a day. Drink up, folks. Okay. Let's get on to another question. See, I can spend 15 minutes on a question. Sorry. Question. How do I adjust fly lady routines to fit my family without having to make up a whole new system? I don't quite understand that question because the routines are for you. The routines are for you. It's get up in the morning before the flow of the family, get dressed to lace up shoes, start a load of laundry, bam. You see, the routines are for you. And then as you get more time, that, the treasure of just a little bit more time, you can start implementing and directing the children with fun and games. You've got to get up before the rest of the family. That's the first part. 15 minutes before the flow of the family. And it's not a whole new system. It's just we can adapt things. Like your date night might not be Friday night. At one time when Justin's dad and I were together, he had to work on Friday night. It's football night. There was no way we were ever going to have date night. So we had date night on Saturday night. Pardon me. Okay. What do I do with homeless items when the place it's supposed to go is already overcrowded? Oh, this is an easy one. There's my sister Dina. Did you survive, Sister Dina? Did you survive Valentine's Day? She had this. Now, this poor girl has had a rough week. Say a prayer for my sister. She had Valentine's Day, which is the biggest holiday for a florist, and her U.S. representative, Mr. the late Mr. Walter Jones' funeral was yesterday. So that's tough. She did a wreath from the House of Representatives. Well, that is just amazing that they got through it. It's usually a busy day. I think God had prepared her for a rough day, and she got through it. So, back to the homeless items. Well, what I used to do, and I've found a home for most everything, is I designated an area. If you can't get it where it's supposed to go, when you go to put it there, grab something out of that spot to make room for it. And it clears the way. Now, if you've got pictures, get a tub or a basket, and as you run across the pictures, just put them in that place. Make a place where maybe it's a bottom drawer of a dresser or a nightstand. Just start putting all the pictures there. Maybe you have to put a Post-it note on the drawer or on the bin. Whatever you have to do, just start putting things there. And as you get everything in one spot, because we had a testimonial one time from a lady in Ireland, and as she was sorting through the things in her house and decluttering, she found she had 7 pairs of scissors. 7 pairs of scissors. Because every time she lost her scissors, she'd go buy a new pair. Well, I'm not going to go buy a new pair. I got scissors in this house. I got some over there in that drawer. I've got some in the kitchen drawer. So I'm not going to go buy a new pair because they're here someplace. I haven't burned them. They're here. So as you get them all congregated into one spot, then on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday, you can sort through that box and get rid of the things you no longer use. Like I had a geek box, and it was a big geek box. And the geek box was full of cords for computers, geek toys, charging cords for things I didn't even have anymore. So folks, as you get it all done, then you can take one box at a time and go through it. And sometimes I play a reverse scavenger hunt. I go through the house and I grab something, like a while ago. I grabbed a Pantone kit that I was using to find a color for a new product, and for a calendar for next year. And I'd left it out. I didn't put it away when I finished it. What's the number one rule we talked about yesterday? If you get it out, put it away. Well, I hadn't done that. So this morning I spent 15 minutes playing a reverse scavenger hunt. I brought the Pantones into my closet where I have a place for it. And then I looked in that closet for something that didn't belong there. And I put it in the kitchen. And then I just went from one place to another for about 15 minutes. And I got a lot of stuff put away. And nobody would notice it. It was just little things that I knew were not in the right place. The only way, here's another question. The only way I can get my kids to mind us is to yell. That is not so. Nope. How can I change and have a peaceful home like you talk about? Whisper. You'll get their attention. When you yell, you're playing into their game. So don't do that. Don't yell. Don't yell. It don't work. Whispering will get their attention faster than anything. And you'll be so surprised. Next question is, I leave the house really early in the morning for work. Is there another way to do weekly home blessing rather than doing it all in one day. Yeah, you do it like I do it. I like to do one item a day. And when you do the 2-minute method, all you need is 2 minutes. So one day you mop, one day you dust, one day you empty the trash, preferably the day before the trash comes. One day you change the sheets. There you got it. 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. Everybody's got 2 minutes. Well, here's a good one. Why are you called Fly Lady? Well, folks, I got my nickname because I used to teach people how to fly fish. When I moved to North Carolina, that's what I did. I taught people how to fly fish. And that's how I got my nickname. And then one of our members, I think her name was Linda, came up with the acronym, Finally Loving Yourself. Imagine that. I didn't think of it. Somebody else did. I don't fly fish much anymore, but what I realized was I was a good fly fisherman. And yes, I said fly fisherman because I was good as any man on the stream, and I deserved to have the title of fisherman. Not fisherwoman or fisher person. I was a fisherman. And I can teach all of you how to cast a fly rod sitting in this chair. That's how good I was. Because I could tell you how to do it. I have taught people over the phone. I have taught 5-year-olds and I have taught 80-year-olds how to fly fish. Yes, I was a fly fisherman. But I don't do that anymore. But what I realized was I hated to hurt the fish. The garage door is coming up or down. I can't remember. I don't know what it is. There it is. I hated to hurt the fish. Now, if I'm camping, I'll eat the fish. But if I'm not camping, I do catch and release. I just didn't like hurting the fish if I wasn't going to eat it. So I don't fish much anymore, but I can teach you how. And I think I liked being the teacher better than I did the catcher. You know? So I taught my son, I had to learn how to fly fish left-handed so I could teach my son how to fly fish. And he caught his first trout. And now he's fishing this weekend, having a big old time with the scouts. He's taking a big group of Boy Scouts out fishing at not the Outer Banks, but out from Charleston. Okay, next question. How can my husband and I have date night with 2 children on a very tight budget? Guess what? The babies go to bed. And then you can watch a movie of your choice one night or a movie of his choice one night. You can make some nice festive drinks. I love punch with crushed ice and some good, just have some fruity drinks. Enjoy the time to light some candles, put on some wonderful music, and you know what to do next. You got 2 kids, so date night can be real simple. And Justin and Emily do just what Chelsea's saying. Swap date nights with friends. But now Ethan and Sarah are 16 and 13. They're big enough to stay by themselves. But you don't have to spend a whole lot to have a nice dinner. You can put the kids to bed and light some candles and serve dinner by candlelight. It can be romantic if you think about it ahead of time. And even if you don't, it doesn't take much to do it when your house is clean and all your clothes are clean. You might get cut off. They're connecting the cable. Oh, I'm not on Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Robert just sent me a note. They're connecting the new Wi-Fi, so I'm not on Wi-Fi right now. I am on cell phone. Okay, next. That's a good one. Okay, next question. Let me see where we are. I'm getting some stuff done here. Can I do more than 15 minutes of decluttering each day to get one room clean? You can, but, yes, I'm putting the big but out there. If you spend all day doing it, you won't want to do it anymore. So, what you got to do is pace yourself. Spend 15 minutes on doing it and then do something else and go back to it if you're trying to stay focused on one room. But don't burn out. We are so good at crashing and burning, but we don't have to do that anymore, y'all. We don't have to do that anymore. How do I get motivated to clean my home when I'm the only person living here and never have guests over? Well, the reason you don't have guests over is because your home is a mess. And if you get your home clean, maybe you need to schedule to have some people come over. That'll motivate you to get your home in order. I know when I was living alone up in Balsam Grove all by myself that it was the hardest time in my life. I was depressed. Why should I clean house? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Which came first, the messy house or the depression? You don't know, but you got to start somewhere to get the main areas of your home, your kitchen and your living room clean, and your entrance. Just work on those. And then as those get cleaner, they're going to be easier to keep clean. Then you can go, next week we're going to be in our master bedroom. And that room should be the cleanest room in your house because that's where you sleep. That's where you heal as we all know. That's where we heal. That's where Liz is. She's having to sleep in her son's bunk bed because she can't get in her bed with her sore knee. And she can't bend it. So that's going to motivate you to get your home in order. You've got to start taking care of yourself. Because if you're not eating properly, because when I lived by myself, all I ate was pasta. That's it. That's all I ate was pasta. I didn't have a lot of money. I could buy pasta cheap. And that's what I ate. That's probably where I gained all my weight. And then I didn't grocery shop because I didn't have a whole lot of money. So get your home in order. Plan something for somebody to come over. So it's going to give you that inspiration to get stuff done. What is fly washing? Okay. How do I say this without... I probably can't. Fly washing is you hearing my voice. Now you get to see me. Used to it was just on Blog Talk Radio and you couldn't see me. But now you get to hear my voice and you see me. And then if you get, what you should be getting are emails. You get our emails. And right now you hear negative voices in your head and they're coming from somebody in your past. But the main thing right now is I want you to start hearing my voice in your head. You can do it. And it's just a simple way of me persuading you and you hearing my southern accent and knowing that I care about you. That I care what happens in your home. a lot of times, we turn the TV on and we hear all this negativity, and I try to turn off that negativity. If I want to know what the president is saying, I don't want to hear it from somebody else. I want to hear it from him. That's what I did this morning. I listened to his news conference this morning. I don't want somebody else filling my head with nonsense, because I'm a smart person and I can decide things on my own. Now, you're a smart person too. And when you listen to the things that are going to help you, inspirational things, motivational things, but you can't have two masters. That's the hard part. You can't have two masters, because when you have two masters, you're going here and there and yonder. I want you to stay focused. I want you to get my emails. I want you to watch my videos. We're on YouTube. We have a whole section on our website. We have old Blog Talk Radio podcasts that you can listen to. It's all there. It's all there. And the more you immerse yourself, you talk about learning a new language. You're learning a new way of life. You are learning a new way to live without living in chaos. And it's going to change your whole life. It really will. But somebody's got to change the attitude of what's going on in here. Because we got these negative voices saying, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time to do that. Well, you got 2 minutes. And if you'll spend those 2 minutes, that's 2 minutes toward peace. It's 2 minutes to get rid of the chaos. So when you hear yourself say, I don't have time, what you're really saying is, I don't have time to do it right. And who did you hear that from? You heard that from your parents and from your grandparents. If you can't do it right, don't do it at all. Well, stop that. Stop it now. And realize that you can do 2 minutes. And anytime you hear yourself say, I don't have time, that is your cue to set your timer for 2 minutes and do exactly what you said you didn't have time to do. That's what fly washing's all about. It's me getting in your head. And eventually, you will hear yourself saying things. And Post-it notes work too. Lots of Post-it notes all over the house. If I could only purchase one of your tools, which one would you suggest? Well, at different times, I would suggest different things. Right now, this is half price. Half price. For $29.94, you get a mop and 2 more of these pads. When your floors are clean, your house looks clean. When your hot spots are cleared, your house looks clean. Will you show us your calendar and how you use it? Well, I don't have it in here. It's in my bathroom. Right? I mainly use, I'm not doing a lot of outside engagements right now. So my calendar is mainly for my health reasons. And I post my weight and if I've done my steps. Now, my stairs are 14 steps down and 14 steps up. I go to the bottom landing because I don't want to do a lot of turning. So I go to the bottom landing. It's 13 steps up and down. That's one trip. Somebody asked that earlier. I remember seeing the question. It's time for water, y'all. Get your water and let's drink. Go to our website, flylady.net, and click on the shop. You'll see a link to the shop. Fly shop. Okay, let's see. My husband and I have a queen size bed. We don't have a bedspread because we each sleep with our own blankie. Isn't that sweet? We do the same thing. Robert is hot natured and I am cold natured. And I want my little blankie and then I want my little throw quilt over that. So we don't know about the blue rags yet. We're still working on those. It's been Chinese New Year, and nothing gets done in China for 2 weeks. So we don't have a bedspread because each sleeps with his own blanket. What would you suggest to make the bed? I would get a lightweight bedspread. One of those old-timey chenille bedspreads that our grandmothers had. Or maybe it's just a duvet cover with a light blanket in it and just pull it over. Or maybe it's a pretty sheet. It's going to be spring before we know it. Maybe it's a pretty sheet and pull it over the top of everything. Now, when you fold down your bedspread at night, it's how you fold it that makes it easy to make the bed. So you have to tri-fold it, kind of like this. And then all you have to do to make the bed is pull it. Okay. Next question. I have 6 kids. How do I get closer to having order and peace? You have got to become the director. Every kid can do something. They can keep their rooms clean. We do a Fly Kid challenge every day. It comes out in the flight plan because I do it. Them keeping their rooms clean is half the battle. The other half is getting them to have fun with you as you clean house. What was it, Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn? I don't know which it was, whitewashing the fence. He was having so much fun whitewashing the fence, everybody wanted to join him. When you take that frown off your face when you're doing things around the house, the kids are going to want to help you. If you put on some fun music, you'll have them mopping in no time at all. So let your children help you. They're going to want to be a part of it. You got to get up and get dressed to shoes, and they do too. And if you don't allow kids to wear shoes in the house, get them a pair of shoes that they do wear in the house. That's only for inside. And if you're the same way, get you a pair of shoes you only wear in the house. Next question. Please advise. I have an glass electric stovetop, and I'm needing some new pots and pans. I have no idea which ones are best quality, the safest, the most durable. There are so many choices and prices. Any help would be greatly appreciated. Well, the main thing you have to know about a glass top stove is you need pans that are totally flat on the bottom. No little rim around the edge. They have to be totally flat. And if you stay with something that is stainless steel, you can't go wrong. Heavy stainless steel will be a good thing. So you need a pasta pot. I use cast iron because I love cast iron, and my husband was anemic last year. But I've always used cast iron. And I even have a cast iron that has a little lip, which that's real helpful if you're trying not to burn things. I don't use anything that has a nonstick surface on it. I don't think it's good for me. So I'm not going to use anything with a nonstick surface. My cast iron does just fine if you cook with it the right way. If you're cooking your eggs in cast iron and they stick, you're not cooking them hot enough. That's all I got to say for you. But you just figure out what kind of pot you need. You need a skillet. You need a pasta pot. You need a 1.5 quart or 2 quart saucepan and a 1 quart saucepan. And I have a little thing to make 1 serving of oatmeal. A little cast iron thing to make 1 serving of oatmeal. So figure out what you need. I also use Visions. My favorite cookware is a Visions cookware that I use for my stew pots. And I have a double boiler in that. And go on eBay and look. How much time a day do you spend cleaning? About 15 minutes. Just about 15 minutes. That's it. Well, y'all, somebody's at my door. I got to go. And it's almost 3 o'clock. I think Robert got it. I'll let Robert get it. Okay. Never mind. About 15 minutes is all I spend cleaning. Next question. Can you please tell me how to also incorporate my gardens into my routines. My home is looking lovely, but my garden is in chaos. Welcome to my world. My garden's in chaos too. My friend Bruce, he blew all my leaves off before the big snowstorm we had. So my garden's looking pretty good, and we got flowers this week. You know, flowers are kind of like God giggles. They make me happy. And yeah, I got a rose from my nephew. It's knitted. It's beautiful. But my favorite flowers grow in my garden. God smiles on you when those flowers open up, and it makes me so happy. Makes me so happy. We had 4 yellow crocuses and 1 purple one. And that's the first of our flowers. And they always come, and we're going to have some buttercups before we know. We call them March flowers. They come up in February around here. But where we grew up, they came up in March. And I remember going out and picking armfuls. Well, we had little arms. And we would come in and we would put them in vases, and Granny would put food coloring in the water. And before you knew it, it would suck the water up, and you get little dots of green or blue around the yellow flower. Okay, how do you incorporate garden stuff? Well, mowing is like doing dishes. You're going to have to mow all the time if you got grass. I don't have grass. I have flowers. I have a flower garden. I do not have grass. So that frees things up a little bit. With I'll be sending out an essay before long. But if you're going to talk on the phone, get your headset, put your headset on, and go out with your clippers and clip deadhead buds off. Or go out with your hoe and weed a little bit while you're talking on the phone. Takes 15 minutes a day just to go out in your garden and wander around and enjoy your garden. Every time Robert goes out for a little walk down to the mailbox, he takes loppers or a hoe or a rake. He's always doing something outside. Somebody asked, are you replacing the extra large mop with something better? Well, we haven't found anything just yet. We have found something with a bucket with it, but it's huge and it's round and it's ugly. But hey, Justin likes it. Jack likes it. I haven't tried it yet, but it's in my kitchen. This is a good... I love this thing. Even without this, we've had a little problem with this white clamp here. But guess what? The Velcro right here holds the mop cloth just as well as the clamp does. And these clamps are really tight, and they scare me like I'm going to mash my finger. I don't want to feel like I'm going to mash my finger. So I took mine off because the Velcro held it just fine. So folks, get it while we got them. Let's see what else. Where are we? I think that's all the questions. Hey, I did it in an hour. I'm looking forward to more flowers too. I love you all. Thanks for letting me cry on your shoulder. Sometimes you just need to be thankful, and I'm thankful for y'all. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow maybe. Bye.